Preacher Boy Inc.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Reese Johnson. This is the Rebuttal Live, an extension of the Gutter and Saint podcast, man. Y'all see the title that we're going to be talking about today, man. It's a tough one, man. We're going to talk about the truth about the policing system in America, but in particularly in the black community. Um, we need to talk about that because this has been an ongoing plague in the black community, and we rarely get to talk about some of the egregious things that black cops, black cops have done in the black community that is egregious too. Now, I blame them, but I also blame the system of the policing system, man. I want to bring on my co-host, man. I got a co-host with me today, man. Bring in my brother. You know what I mean? Introduce yourself.
Capital KRD.
We got capital KRD in the building. So we're gonna talk about this whole Tyre Nichols situation, but I don't really want to talk too much about him because we all seen the video. And I know it's probably a hard time for his family seeing his face plastered all over, in the video
Check
plastered
this.
all over the internet. We
I
need to
told
talk
I
about the
told you
cops.
I don't watch that stuff no more, bro.
Yeah, I didn't
I ain't
watch
even see it.
I didn't watch the video.
I'm, I don't.
I saw a clip when they was beating him while he was standing up, but I didn't watch
Yeah,
the
they
whole
kicked
thing.
him and he ran away or
Because
something like that.
yeah, I don't want that to mess up my head. That will bother
Yeah, I
me a
told you I
lot.
don't watch that stuff no more. I don't watch none of that stuff no more. Like
Yeah.
it's just too
So
much trauma.
the fact that he died is enough to know is enough to me that the fact that I know that they beat the man to death is enough for me to enough for me to know. I don't have. I mean, I guess it's good to see put the video out there mainly because people need to see. But let me tell you what's crazy, and this is a good segue into this. Us black people, we are used to that. This is not something new. This is not something new. Let me tell you what's crazy. I've been probably more more discriminated against by black police officers than I did by white police officers. Let's talk about that. Growing up in Philly, I'm not gonna name drop any cops' names, but we all know some black police officers in Southwest Philly that was dangerous. That was very dangerous to the community. Now I'm gonna tell y'all about a story about what happened to me. When my kids was young, my two oldest kids, I was going to pick up my son, and I was putting him in the car. I was double parked, and the block that I lived on at the time in Southwest, it was a one way street on Daggett Street, right off of 65th and Woodland Avenue. It was a one way street, so I'm putting my kids in the car, and I'm putting my daughter in the car in particular, and my gun was showing. Now everybody know I'm licensed to carry. I'm licensed to carry. And my gun was showing over my hoodie, not knowing that the car that was behind me was an unmarked police car. So after I put my daughter in the car and my daughter and my son in my car, got to driving off. As soon as I got to the end of the block, the cops swarmed. Oh, they came from behind me, they came from in front of me, they swarmed me, right? I rolled the window down. I'm like, what's up? They got their guns drawn. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Without any hesitation, they pulled me out the window. They pulled me out the window of my car. I was a lot slimmer than but they pulled me out the window of my car, slammed me to the ground, took my gun and everything. Right? Not once did they ask me was I licensed to carry. He put me in handcuffs. My kids crying. They started searching my car. We already know what they were searching for. They were searching for drugs. They didn't find no drugs. They see that my two kids was in the car. They was crying and everything. They asked me afterwards, did I have a license? And I'm like, yo, I'm up there screaming and yo, I'm licensed, I'm licensed, I'm licensed. And they finally take my license and they run my name. They saw that I didn't have any warrants and everything. They see that my license to carry was valid. They see that my gun was valid. And what they did to proceed to do is they took my gun, right? Took the clip out, put the clip inside the trunk, and put the gun next to my daughter. That made me mad. That made me mad. I'm taking y'all somewhere now. Follow me. Man, I started cussing them out. They like, man, just go. They uncuffed me and everything. They told me to just go ahead. So I'm like, man, you don't put the gun next to my daughter. Like, you should have put the gun in the trunk. Yada yada yada. Y'all already know, you know what I mean? All that stuff, right? So here's what's crazy. Every last one of those cops was black. The one cop that came up and apologized. Guess what color he was? White. Now, he could have been Hispanic, I don't know. But he was a fair color person. Y'all see that, right? It was the black cops that treated me like I was some type of daggone criminal.
No, I look at it as the blue, man. Like, because I've been in situations with cops. They've been all colors. It's just a uniform, period.
Yeah.
And a black face. That's
now
what the difference is.
that's true. So that's why I'm taking y'all somewhere too. Now, yes. Now, of course, we from Southwest Philly. The police station was primarily black because of the neighborhood, right? So it was proximity. So it was one of those things. Now, I understand the area I lived in. We all know it was a high drug area. I understand all that. That's what they did, but they always used to do shakedowns. If you even know the Meek Mill story, when Meek Mill was talking about the time that he got set up by the cops and all that stuff, they was all black cops that set Meek Mill up. It was a black judge that tried to throw him under the jail. You see what I'm saying? Like, now I'm taking y'all somewhere. You got to understand this. It's not about black or white. It's the system. It's the policing system. Now, when I say policing system, right, there's two systems within the police department: the protect and serve and the law enforcement. Now, remember, the policing system take on both of those definitions: protect and serve and law enforcement. In the middle class and upper class communities where, the higher the taxes is being paid and yada, 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 they protect and serve. In the black community is law enforcement. You notice in the black community, there's no longer community policing. What you see is always law enforcement, and we can see those two type of systems happening today in today's society with the opioid crisis. In the 80s, black people was thrown in jail. They are some of the most egregious things happened to black people because of the crack epidemic. Now,
that's prime time.
Yes,
It's like with the
in the
opioids, yeah, they get help. We got put in jail.
Yes,
I seen one of my friends got put in jail for life for just the simplest thing, and they have people out here doing way worse.
Yep, these people
like I just seen the commercial tonight that they bringing Roseanne Barr back.
Yeah, she doing a comedy special.
Yeah, like what?
I'm sad you had to prove the innocence. Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So now here's the thing. It's one of those things that we need to talk about that's in society. How the police system it's a system. It's a system.
It's always been a system. Everything is a system.
Yes, I was talking to a brother yesterday, and we was talking about, he talking about how he was supporting the police, and they have a hard job. And I said, hey, listen, bro, everybody got a hard job. Nurses got a hard job. Doctors got a hard job. They go work around sick people every day and got to go home to their family.
Dishwashers got a hard job.
Everybody got a hard job. and here's the fact of the matter. The fact of the matter, police signed up for that. It wasn't that they wasn't recruited. They signed up for that. They know that the job
come with
now,
it.
and I believe that's a play with words, right? because when you think about policing in the black community, it's almost I ain't saying that it don't happen, but it's rarely that you see black people do anything to the police, even in the most dangerous areas. Even when you think about Chicago, when last time you heard a cop got killed in
It's
Chicago?
non-existent. It's non-existent.
Exactly. These cops are being killed in these sticks. And then then when a cop get killed in these sticks, they end up blaming it on black people. When it's not even black people who's doing these things to these cops. They getting killed by their own people. You see what I'm saying? And so the whole system. So let me tell you what me and my friend was talking about yesterday. So he said he support all cops. I said, hey, bro, listen. I don't support all people. I don't support all black people. I don't support all people that work in my field. Because I don't know them. I don't know them to be good or bad. He said, well, all cops are good. No, I don't believe all cops are good. That's a job. It's a
Who said that?
uniform. I was talking to, I don't want to
All
say.
of nothing is not good.
Yeah, I'm like, listen,
Right.
I only rock with the people I know personally. And I can't even call all them all the way good because we all got our problems. The Bible says only God is good. You see what I'm saying? I can't say neither here or there that a person is good in one way or another. Yeah, I can't, because we all have our thing. So he was saying, well, do you think a cop just woke up one day and said they just want to go kill somebody? Nah. But the opportunity presented itself. That's what I'm saying.
And
Like
it's,
it was in their heart.
it's just like when you're in the streets, the opportunity
So
presents itself, and
when you see
you
ops,
do it. Yeah,
yeah,
and
like
you
you
do
see
it.
an opportunity. So here's the
It ain't
thing.
like you go out in the street. Oh, I'm gonna try shooting somebody today. It's just
The
you just get in
opportunity
that
presented us.
situation. It's like
Yeah.
either I
So
do something or something's
it's
gonna
in
happen
their
to me.
heart. Now let me tell you why it's in their heart. These people that kill, these cops that kill people. Why? I'm gonna tell you why murder, death, kill is in their heart. Anytime a man is running from you and you hawk them down and shoot them, you wasn't afraid. You wasn't afraid. Who chased after somebody that they're
Somebody they
afraid of?
fear. Yeah,
Come
that's a
on.
fact.
Come on. You was waiting for the opportunity. You was waiting for this day all your life. That's what
And
happened.
what I don't understand is if you have 3 cops in any situation, gun or not, there's a 90% chance that none of y'all getting shot.
Exactly.
2 go for the legs, 2 go for the legs and the arms, and 1 handle the body.
Exactly.
Ain't too much nothing you can do about
Let me
that.
tell you.
Like,
Brother Joey said, talk about fatherlessness. Fatherlessness plays a part, but fatherlessness is not destroying the homes, because back in a lot
it
of
is
biblical
though, Trevor.
days. But hold on, let me
It
break
is.
it down. Back in a lot of biblical days, a lot of people have a lot of kids. Fatherlessness is a problem. It is a problem, but that doesn't require. It doesn't mean that a cop is supposed to duck you down like you some type of piece of meat. You see what I'm saying? Now, I mean, that's another topic for another day. We do have to break that down one day, but I wanna focus on this whole thing with this cops. Maybe we can get to that a little further in the show. But the thing is that I don't inherently trust I don't trust nobody like that. You have to prove to me that you are who you say you are. And then even at that point, I am still like, okay, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because look, I don't know everybody. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you statistics about cops. More cops is divorced than any other job out there. Military,
I think it's
military
yeah.
people, and cops. You want to know why? Because a lot of cops is abusive. They're abusive to their own family. Now, can you imagine who they are when it comes to the community?
No,
You
but
see what I'm saying?
that's a lot of that is trauma too, because you got to deal with everybody else's problem. I
I agree with
understand
that.
why cops are mad, but when you get a job like it, just like if you get a job as a surgeon nurse, you know goddamn well you can't be scared of blood, or you can't get the job. You
Exactly.
know, when you be a cop, you going out to deal with the worst of the worst.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to have any days that you're not going to deal with some type of problem. That's part of your job.
Yep. Yep.
And that's when you sign up for that, no matter how much money Just like when teachers sign up, even though I think teachers need to make way more money than they make,
Mm-hmm. Now
when they
nobody's saying,
sign up for a certain job. You sign up to teach the young and everybody
yes,
else. You sign up for that. So
yep,
whatever comes with that, you have to take that on. It's just it is what it is.
yeah, and nobody's saying that being a cop is not hard. What I'm saying is everything could be hard. I had a friend who does construction that I used to work with, and he got off and was doing construction, and one of them large bales fell on him and killed him. You see what I'm saying? Like, things happen. Things happen to people on a job. Cops is not exempt. They not nothing special. They do a job, then they should do their job well. Now, then he got on and saying, well, if something happened, you shouldn't call the police. Well, see, this the thing. Most people don't call the police. They call
Police
911 to get
anyway.
the ambulance
Yeah.
or something like that. Most people don't, unless it's something domestic or something like that where they need the police to come out. But here's the thing. Even if we do let's say even if we do have to call the police for whatever reason, that still doesn't mean that they have to come with a daggone militant mindset, thinking that they have to be judge, law enforcement, judge, and jury, meaning that they could take the law within their hands and kill somebody because they felt threat. Now, here's the thing: if somebody is really doing something to charge at you, and they got a weapon, they got a gun, this, that, and the third, man, okay, you got to do you got to do what you got to do as a law enforcement person.
No, but check this. Check this. If somebody comes into your house and they attack you, but they turn their back to you, you can't do nothing to them.
Yeah, that's what they say when they train you. You can't if
So,
somebody.
and
Yep.
you don't even have to go to police in school to know that you can't shoot them in the back.
Yeah. Yep,
So,
can't shoot them in the
if
back.
if a person runs away from you, you shouldn't be drawing arms towards them.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
That's true.
Freeze all that stuff. They ain't kill nobody. You ain't see them in the act of the crime. You shouldn't be drawing your guns on them until they draw on you.
Exactly.
That's why
And
you carry the baton joint. And like I told
a
you
lot of them have
before,
tasers now. They have tasers now
no,
too. Not lethal.
that little stick with the joint you whip out,
Mm-hmm.
I got hit in my knuckle with that. Yeah, all right.
It
You
hurt.
pull that out, I'm laying down. Yeah, I'm going down.
Mm-hmm.
Cause that thing sting for a long time after you hit with it.
Mm. I see all the people in
And no,
here, man. I'm gonna need y'all to hit that like button, man. Hit the like button. Get the likes up, man. Get the likes up so we can get get this podcast out and let's talk about it, man. Hit the like, hit the smash up them like buttons, man. If you want to add to the conversation, feel free to call us, man. If you oppose what I'm saying, y'all see the number on the screen, 678-2499-297. You can call into the rebuttal live, man. Let's chop this up, man. This is not a one-way conversation. You know what I mean? This is an all-way conversation because we want to hear what everybody got to say. You know what I mean? I'm not against police. You see what I'm saying? I am not against police. What
no,
I'm
I'm not against them, but
what I'm
I'm against what they stand for.
what I'm saying, do your job well. Like just do your job. Yes, I don't believe these cops go to work thinking that they're gonna catch somebody out there today. I don't know. It's just I believe certain situations,
But yo,
um,
honestly, some of them do. A
some of them
handful
might.
of them do.
So yeah, some of them
It's
might.
not a lot, but some
Like
of them do.
I think about this, right? Look at how swiftly justice came. Well, I ain't gonna say justice. Look how swiftly charges came to these cops that killed Tyre Nichols. Look how swiftly the chief acted. They was instantly taken off. The charges, the second degree murder was implied, and they got fired, and they in
That's a
jail.
whole That's a whole
Look
nother
how
story.
swift. And I'm seeing a lot of people saying hip hip hooray, but here's the thing: that type of justice is selective because when you think
Yes,
about
it is.
what happened with Tamir Rice, they killed a 12-year-old. Even when you think about George Floyd, this guy didn't go to
And
jail. He didn't go to
mm,
jail until they really until they convicted him. Now I know people are gonna
yeah,
say, "Well, George Floyd he died of fentanyl." No, I don't believe he died of fentanyl.
he
I
what?
don't care. I don't care what nobody say. A knee to the neck with pressure on your chest gonna kill anybody for nine if
Anybody.
it's under
I don't
9
care
millimeter.
how big or small you
I
are,
don't care how big
what
or
you're
small.
on.
Yeah, so So you can come with the nonsense all you want. Listen. I even did a look up. I even looked up on fentanyl. Everybody who overdosed on fentanyl, they died within 5 minutes of ingestion.
Mm.
So within that 9 minutes with Chauvin's knee on his neck, with handcuffs behind his back, when did George Floyd ingest fentanyl? See, that's what I'm saying. See, people don't do enough research.
Enough research
And,
on things. They
yeah,
just
to
talk out their
understand.
mouth. Yeah.
Yes. Now I
Just to
understand
prove
that.
a
Yes.
no,
I
just to be right.
yeah, just to be
Just to
right.
act like they're right.
Yes. So like, but not to get off on the whole George Floyd thing, because that whole situation, the guy is in jail, which I believe they should have gave him. I think he did get life. He did get like
No,
25
he
years.
didn't.
He got
He
he
got
got like
20
25,
years, I
20
think.
years, something like that.
That's
But
enough.
but let me tell you about
But
something that my friend I was talking to yesterday, what he said. Now, he believed cops are good, and I said everybody's not good. That's just a uniform. That uniform don't make them a different. Don't. Matter of fact, it does make them a different person because they got power and authority. But when they take off that uniform, they just a mere man. That uniform don't make them Superman. It made make them think like it in their head, but that uniform don't make them Superman. But I told him, I said, well, check this out. The cop that killed George Floyd, all his colleagues, his co-workers, and his comrades, and his friends, and people in close proximity had nothing but good things to say about him. They had nothing but things to say about him. That day, he just felt the need to put a knee on the man's neck. He's a murderer. Now, in his friends and his colleagues and his co-workers' eyes, he still owed George. Chauvin. You see what I'm saying? So it's not about whether somebody's bad or good. Everybody bad to me. We all evil in some way, form, or fashion. Um, yeah, man. So, yeah, man. Y'all smash, man. All these people in the room, man. Y'all smash up the like button, man. It's too many people in the room for me to only have 3 likes, man. Come on now. Y'all smash up, man. And if y'all want to add to the conversation, hit the number, man. 678-249-9297. 678-249-9297. Shout out to all the police officers out there that really want to do the right thing by people. Shout
let me
out to
say this.
y'all, man. Shout out to y'all.
Let me say this. I want to say it's a percentage. In all the like things I've ever done, all the cops I've ever dealt with, there's about a good 60% that's good
Mm-hmm.
and 40% bad. And that's real.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Who's giving me a thumbs down? Come on, y'all. We listen. Somebody that gave me
don't
a thumbs down.
worry about it.
Nah, I wouldn't plan. But and that's the thing. We don't know. We don't know what the percentage of good cops and bad cops is. I'm just saying this. Shout out to all the good cops that have good intentions and mean well by the community. You see what I'm saying? And I'm noticing a trend on TikTok. A lot of cops coming out and they speaking against what happened to Tyre Nichols. And that. Let me tell you something. That bothers me. That get on my nerves. Let me tell you why, man. It's not the fact that they speaking out, but now they only speaking out because these cops got convicted. They pretty much going
Yeah.
down because they got caught on camera. But guess
Look,
what? I guarantee a lot of y'all cops know some. I guarantee a lot of y'all cops know some rotten apples in your department.
listen to this. Imagine you with your homie. You're going to protect your homie.
Absolutely, I
Instantly,
understand.
automatically. That's all it is police protecting police, because if they get in trouble, then they gonna start, hey, they doing that. What are y'all doing?
Yeah,
That's all it's gonna be.
yeah, I
And they don't
understand that.
want that.
Yeah.
Even if
Now,
they're not doing anything, they still against anything that's gonna correct a cop because they're a cop. They're just protecting their team pretty much, I guess.
mm-hmm. Now, I saw a video, right, on TikTok of a cop who just retired after 30 years, right? And you know how they get on the DC and they do their last farewell, called chirp to everybody. This cop took to the DC in Miami-Dade County and told the whole, she said, listen, the whole morale in that department is messed up. The chief is corrupt. The previous chief was corrupt. And there's a circle that the chief caters to, right? She
Yeah.
exposed the whole thing. I got the clip. And we're going to play the clip. We're going to play the clip. Let me get this clip real quick. And we're gonna play this clip because it is, I believe it needs to be, this needs some exposure. And I believe that every department, if you know anybody in law enforcement, if you're in law enforcement, be the change. It's time for the change. But let's play the
No,
clip.
everybody
police
be the
sergeant
change.
on
Man.
her last day on the force. It was supposed to be a celebratory send-off after more than 3 decades at Miami PD, but instead, this shocking send-off left many officers speechless. Local 10's Rush Lowe live now with it all for us. Rush.
Calvin, let me tell you why this is such a big deal. These words are coming from a sergeant who patrolled these neighborhoods in Miami for more than 30 years. And in her own words, she says morale at the department has been destroyed.
Sergeant Garcia, it is an honor working with you. We wish you the very best in the future endeavors. You will be missed.
This is quite the goodbye from a 33-year veteran of Miami Police. Here's Sergeant Marilyn Garcia.
This place was an amazing department to work for until the backstabbing and the personal attack started from my immediate supervisor and the first.
It is routine for an officer when they retire to announce it over the police radio, but this goodbye was anything but routine.
And if you don't know who the first is, the first of nothing. To the chief and the first of nothing, you guys are in denial. You think you're doing an amazing job. In reality, you have destroyed this police department and the morale, except for your circle, which you definitely took care of.
She then refers to the prior chief, Art Acevedo.
I thought that Acevedo was bad, but at least one thing for sure, I knew where he was coming from. To the first, you have a nasty attitude. So do yourself a favor and take some interpersonal skill classes so you know how to treat people right. And finally, to my immediate supervisor, Major Garrido, you are a liar, a snake in the grass, a cancer to this department. The hardest thing of being a female in this department was being surrounded by many males, knowing that I was more of a man than you. Anyway, please take care of yourselves, back each other up, because they don't care about you, your family.
Preacher Boy Inc.
I'm not surprised at that. This is the world we live in, bro.
Yo, and I think there's going to be a
Dog
mass
eat dog.
exodus of police officers who,
It's already being a mass exodus of police officers.
yeah, because like a lot
Let
of
me tell you this. Let me tell you this real quick. I got an email one day, right?
Mhm.
Talking about did I want to join the police force?
Look, man said the change will never happen. Nah, we already know the change ain't gonna never happen, man. We already know, man.
The
And
only way
so-
the change will happen is if they get something out of it. Like if they can find out a way, just like how weed was illegal, and now if they found out a way to get money off of weed, now all of a sudden it's not a deadly drug anymore. Now it's cool to smoke it.
I think that there needs to be some type of policy and order where if you kill somebody or harm somebody or beat somebody the way they beat this guy, there should be some type of penalty for that. Far as your pension being jeopardized, the stripping of overtime, because we know police work a lot of overtime. That's how they able to rack up a lot
If
of
you
money.
can be a card dealer and can't have tattoos, there's a way that they can make it so these people, they don't want that though.
Mhm.
You understand? That's big business. They
Yeah.
don't want that. They don't want the pensions to disappear because the pensions are tied into the government and tied in. They get little cuts and little things from that, so they don't want
the
that to
taxes.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like I don't understand with the Supreme Court. How you get a job forever? So if you mess up, you still got your job.
Yeah. Yeah.
You kick people. You kick people off the site. I mean, you kick people off their job and don't pay them, but if like it's ridiculous. A cop
It
can
is.
still collect his pension if he do something super wrong.
Mm-hmm.
What type of
So
crap is that?
So the thing is, right? Just like y'all just heard from the sister who retired, man. She pretty much was like, "Yo, I'm gone," because the morale was gone. There's a clique happened with the chief, and the chief prior had a clique, and as a woman, even though she felt like she had more balls than a lot of them,
That's
she
crazy
felt
when
like
she said that.
yeah, it's crazy that she said that. Like, and she felt like she had to walk away from the force because of the toxicness of the police department. Now, I understand the blue line. You got to protect the brotherhood. I'm not knocking that. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing. Here's the fact of the matter. I know I got homies that did. There's stuff that I'm just gonna have to take to the grave with me. You see what I'm saying? I understand that. I understand that. But you know what I mean? But y'all are in law enforcement. This is not the streets. That's not
No,
the streets.
even if it comes to a point where, okay, bro, that's wrong. It's just like dealing with little kids.
Yeah,
Nobody's accepting that. So
yeah.
there's certain you killing people for no reason. You need the punishment of the same thing as these people out in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
If they put them, these people out in the streets is killing people, put them in jail for life.
Yeah, yeah.
Period.
So so what y'all think, man, about what's gonna happen with these cops? I think, in my personal opinion, they're gonna make an example out of them. One, they're gonna make a very example, and they're gonna make them the poster. They're gonna make them guys the poster child for bad policing. 5 black
No,
police
I don't think
officers.
so. I don't
Now,
think so.
I think
They
they are.
going
Now, check this
they're
out.
only doing that to them because they're black, bro.
But check this
They
out. They
don't really
said
count.
it was, and I did see this clip. I couldn't find the clip, but there is a clip of a white police officer actually tasing Tyre Nichols, and he was out there. So there's actually a 6th officer. Now, why they hiding him? Why haven't charges been brought up on him? We don't know. But we can only speculate, unfortunately, you know.
See,
But we
but
don't
the
we
thing
we
the thing
don't
I
know.
don't like about speculation is like when you have
Look,
something that happens in like patterns, you can speculate.
I agree. I agree.
Like
Man,
because you see the same thing, and after a while it's just like, oh, okay, this is what that is. Like a dude running the L route in football. You keep running the L, okay, he's gonna run an L route in football.
yeah.
And next play, he gonna do the same thing. If that's what he doing 8 times, he more than likely gonna do it 2 more. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like it's
And look what man said. What happened to the white cop with the taser? That's what I just said. That's what I just said. Where is he? Where's Waldo?
why this man gotta be dead though. That's
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
crazy.
In the video, I did see the little clip. I didn't watch the whole video, by the way, because I just didn't want to put that in my head. But the
The only
video, the
part
clip,
I seen, they was kicking him in the street, like between 2 cars, I think it was.
yeah. Well, no, yeah, he was like on the pavement, between the pavement and the police car. But
Yeah,
I
but
did,
that's enough. The kick to the face, I seen one kick to the face.
yeah, yeah.
All right, bro. Like after how is he endangering y'all in that position?
First of
I would
all,
like
he's no threat because he's in handcuffs. That's for one. Secondly, it's 5 of y'all. 5, and by the way,
if it's more than
5
3 of y'all
big
and y'all can't
5
take
big
down, yeah,
bulls. Like,
and
this
you can't
dude.
take down one person, you
Forget,
shouldn't be on the force.
and this is the thing. It's not even one. This dude probably was 160, 170 soaking wet, and all these dudes like this, and he's handcuffed, and they all was throwing bulls. Boom, boom, boom. And I guess they got mad they couldn't sleep him because he was eating them Jones. I think that's why they got mad. They got mad because they couldn't sleep him. Yup. They beat the life out of him. Facts. They did, man. That was crazy, man. 2 of the cops was already charged with assault for beating a prisoner, cuffed unconscious, and they still employed because they get rewarded for that stuff.
Yeah.
They get rewarded for that stuff,
bro. You think people just doing that because I just want to feel like a badass?
Yeah.
No, you get favor for that stuff. You get promotions.
Listen,
Where Chetwood and all them at? They're super detectives now. Terminator. What is he now? He's a super detective.
Remember the boy Riddick?
Yeah, they're not regular cops no more.
Yeah, they rooted somewhere in the force.
They put up into captain status and don't never have to do nothing because all that stupid stuff that they did back then. Uncalled for stuff.
Yeah. And I need all my white folk to understand this. Why black people have a history of running from cops. Because here's the fact of the matter. We come up in a time, especially in my time, where they was going to either plant some drugs on you or they was going to beat the mess out of you. You was there punching
all day.
We was their practice.
Take you out to the airport and just leave you out there in the middle of the night
and
for nothing.
Take your shoestrings.
Yeah,
take your shoestrings in your belt
for nothing. Because you were standing.
So I
waiting on people to come outside.
Y'all may not understand our view of the police because in y'all community they protect and serve.
It's totally different.
They law enforce. I'm gonna say that again.
Listen. How many times you been stopped around your way?
Now, where I live at now?
Yeah,
I've never been stopped.
Me either.
Where I live at now.
Me either.
Now, I live in the country. I live in the country.
I pass cops
and literally the cop.
You know how they sit off on the side of the road? I pass a cop maybe every 10, 20 minutes.
Now, let me tell you what's funny about. Let me tell you what's funny about where I live. Like literally. I live next door to the chief. Like literally, my next door neighbor is the chief. My neighbor, literally on the right of me, is a sheriff somewhere. So like literally, I live in between 2 cops.
I don't live near no cops that I know of, but I ain't never been stopped yet since I moved to New Jersey. Not once.
Nope.
They ain't been behind me checking my tag, nothing.
And y'all want to know
in the
what's
city?
Crazy?
As soon as I get to the city,
it's a wrap.
4 or 5 blocks, they following. Once they figure out, they turn off.
Y'all want to know what's crazy? A lot of drugs is funneled through the suburbs. A lot of drugs. They do a lot of drugs. Come on. They do a lot of drugs in these sticks.
When we was hustling on Warrington, 90% came out of Darby and Yaden.
You want to know what's crazy about that? I was just telling that to one of my homies. I said, man, you want to know how when we used to sit on a corner on the block, a lot of the fiends that came up was white. But they ain't live in the neighborhood.
No.
They did not live in our neighborhood. Where did they come from?
All over the place.
You see what I'm saying?
We had maybe, I want to say I can put a number on it, about a good 40 black people.
Yep.
Out of about 1,000 people.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yep.
It wasn't
a lot of them was.
And that's they give you they make it seem like the families was destroyed because they don't let us get jobs. Well, I'm not gonna say they didn't let us, but we don't have the information back then to get the job and get the career and go to college, get business loans. We don't get none of that stuff. If you don't have any of that stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah, back then. You
Yeah.
don't have the capital to do the idea that you had in your mind. You just let it go. Then somebody else somewhere, Caucasian, get a loan. They do the same goddamn thing you was thinking of, and they wind up making generational wealth.
Yep. Yep.
And it's been happening.
Smash up that like button, y'all. I need y'all to smash up that like button, man. Smash it up. Smash it up, man. If y'all want to rebuttal us, y'all want to add to the conversation, call in. Y'all see the number on the screen, 678-249-9297. The number again is 678-249-9297. We would love to hear other people's point of views, man. This is not a one-sided conversation. This is a conversation we all can have. Because I am privy to the fact that everybody wasn't brought up the way I was brought up. They wasn't raised in the community, like the community I was raised in. But I could tell you this, that every ghetto community around America probably have the same story about the police. Every ghetto around America have the same story about the police.
It's not even the same approach. Like the cops around here, I don't never see them angry. I don't never see them mad at people. They are helping people, getting cats out the trees. It ain't there's no aggression around here.
Mm-hmm. And let me tell you one, and I wanted to bring this point up too, how policing in the black community is bad. Remember in the 90s they had we lost Kyle. Remember in the 90s we had stop and frisk.
Preacher Boy, Inc.
We had the stop and frisk law that was put in place in the 90s in the tri-state area. New York, New Jersey, Philly, Delaware, and all those surrounding areas. And what happened was the cops can literally stop and frisk you for no reason, which led to the imprisonment and a lot of false imprisonment of a lot of black people. I know somebody in particular who did 10 years for a few bags of weed. Now, there's probably a lot more out there. I just know one guy in particular. See, that's why I say the two systems in our law enforcement, our police academy here in America, it has two systems. One of those systems, they're both. Hold on, let me bring Kyle back in real quick, y'all. Bring Kyle back in. I see you. There you go.
I don't know what the heck happened.
So I was talking about I'm talking about the whole thing with the stop and frisk that they did in the 90s. So what they did was they could stop you for no reason, and they enforced that in the black community. Now, like I said, there's two titles that police officers yield to: law enforcement and protecting and serving. In other communities, they protect and serve. In the black community, they enforce the law. So what they did was they can stop you and frisk. They were stopping us and frisking us for no reason. That's why we always ran from the police, because it was a good chance that if you got stopped by the cops and you didn't have any drugs, they would plant drugs on you. Now, if you end up getting caught in the system, you get a public defender. The public defender tell you to cop a plea. Now, the reason why you get a public defender, because you live in a poor neighborhood. They know you can't afford a lawyer. They know your parents can't afford a lawyer. So you're going to public.
100%
all of them are working together. So you get a public defender. The public defender gets you the plea. Okay, you know what? If you take this to trial, they're going to hit you with 20 years. If you don't take this to trial, you go ahead and do this 20 years. They're gonna give you 5 years of probation. But this is what he's not telling you. He's not telling you that you're going to have a stain on your record. You know what that stain is? A felony. That felony prohibits you from getting a job, from furthering your education, for doing anything productive in society. So now, by default, they made a criminal. Because you want to know what happens? You are a product of your environment, right?
And then you have to become a real criminal.
Now you have to become a real criminal. Now you got to sell drugs, because you can't. In those days, McDonald's didn't even hire felons. They hire people. They hire them now. But
Yep.
in those days, McDonald's didn't hire felons. You see what I'm saying?
And they
It
don't
was
get no different
strategically done.
results. The results are the same. You got a good worker.
Exactly.
And you
And you
wasted
got
all these years on these people, not giving them a chance when they're better workers than the the cornballs you hire with no brains that went to school for 30 years.
So now, so that's why I said the truth about what's happening with these police is being exposed. It's being exposed. And it's been being exposed. We've been seeing
Bro,
a lot of
it's
people
really
fight what's
bad.
happening with these police. Oh, we need to back the blue. They have a tough job. No, we have to, we really have to, we have to be real with ourselves. How long are you going to lie to yourself about certain things? We
Bro,
got to stop
oh my
lying to
God.
ourselves.
Tyrese, people are lying to themselves every day now, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
It's over.
Yeah.
And people ain't gonna never live no truthful life no more, bro.
Yeah, like
Truthful life is over.
we really have to stop lying to ourselves. Like, here's the thing. I'm not saying all cops bad, but I can probably say confidently that there are some other motives going on. Let me tell you why. When there's an
Oh,
incentive, an incentive to
yup. I
pull
was
you
just about to
over.
say that. Yup.
They have
Listen,
if you reach a
listen.
certain quota in
Hey,
traffic tickets, you
police,
get a
police, man.
bonus.
Yeah, Wednesdays and Thursdays in
Yeah,
the
you get a
summertime.
bonus.
That's when it
Now you want to
was.
know where the other bonus comes into play? If they find drugs on you.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? There is an incentive. You see what I'm saying? So it's like if you're a
It's
salesman.
bonuses,
If you
man.
sell a
Yep.
certain amount of cars, the daggone
And tell
dealership gonna
tell
give
me
you a
you ain't sell
bonus.
something to your friends to get the more sales.
Exactly. So now what it is now they say, oh, I'm just trying to get home to my family. Let me say something about that. The moment my job get me to the point where I'm saying only thing I'm trying to do is get home to my family is the day I'm going to quit. Because here's the fact of the matter is, one day,
You're not
something
gonna
just
go
might
home.
happen. You see what I'm saying? Now,
But that's what
that's why
make
I don't believe a
that's
lot
what
of
make
them.
them that's what make them activate a
That's the
lot of
way to.
times because they look at it as okay, and they beat that in your head, and they beat it in your head. Oh, the black man is just such a dangerous person. But I tell people all the time, go on the internet and look at black people saving people, and then type into Google white people saving people. Look at the results.
Now I'm gonna say this. I don't want to make it a
You're gonna
black and
see it
white thing.
all.
I
No,
don't
no,
want to make
that's
it a
what
black and white.
I'm talking about dangerous people, people who help people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to make it a
You
black and white
always
thing.
see
But let me tell you
no, but
about
that's what it
two
is in
different
the end.
instances, right? The two different instances.
They don't.
Two
No, no.
videos
Hold on.
dropped.
Let me say this. They don't look at white people as dangerous. That's what I'm
Oh
trying to
yeah.
say.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But
And
we're the
you know
ones
what? That
always climbing on buildings, saving people, bringing the little kid back to the mother. We do stuff like that all the time.
let now
But
let
they don't show that. They don't
that's a
show that
good.
Jalen Hurts pop taught him football, but they'll show that your dad was locked up all the time. They'll give him an interview and be like, "Yeah, I left my son." They do that all the time, bro.
Absolutely.
Make us look like we're evil. Well, we're
Yep.
not evil. There's
Nope.
nothing evil about us.
Nope. Nope. That's why I said, and that's why I say there's two different type of justice systems. Now we all saw the video with Tyre Nichols. Now I'm about to play another video, right? There's two different type of justice systems, right? We got one justice system, law enforcement. We all seen the video with Tyre Nichols. They didn't find drugs, they didn't find a gun, they didn't do nothing. I mean, they didn't find nothing that made him a villain, but they treated him like one and they killed him. They beat him with handcuffs. We all saw, well, I didn't see the video. You all saw the video. But let me show you, I'm about to show you another video of the attack on Nancy Pelosi's husband at their crib with a dude with a hammer
What he
and two
get?
cops. Now, how do you think that situation ended? This dude is in a government official's, a high-ranking government official's house, about to bludgeon her husband. Now, how he got in, why he was there, who knows? I don't know. There's a lot of conspiracies going on around it. I don't know. I wasn't there. All I know is this guy was in the house, and we're going to
For
see.
not a legitimate reason.
A police
Forget
sergeant
about that.
on her last day.
Hold on. For a non-legitimate reason. And guess what? Guess what he did? He daggone attacked Nancy Pelosi's husband in front of the cops, and watch how the cops handled him. Let's play this video.
Yeah. It said 2620, right? No, 2640. Oh, 40. Yeah, it literally said in there. Hi. How you doing?
Oh yeah.
What's going
Y'all see, that's Nancy Pelosi's husband. He got his hand on the hammer right there. Y'all see it, right? Watch what happens.
on, man?
Everything's good.
Hi. Drop the hammer.
Nope. Hey.
You heard him. Drop the hammer. Nope.
What is going on right
I'm
now?
not getting an answer on call back.
Y'all see that, right? Right in front of the
Yeah.
right in front of the police. Hold up. Let's go back. And it was this.
You know why he did that? You know why he did that?
What's that?
The reason he did that because he knows there's no consequences for it.
Exactly. There is no. He knew they wasn't gonna kill him. Now watch this.
My dude.
What is going on right
I'm
now?
not getting an answer on call back.
Y'all see that?
No, but
What's going on, man?
Now that's all I got. That's all I got.
no, but check this.
And-
Check this. There was a situation, right, one time where I had a beer on the subway, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had a beer. I had it inside a paper bag, drinking it, right? Cops seen it. Didn't know what it was, but he talking about pull it out the bag. I pulled it out the bag. I got a case for that,
Mm-hmm.
right? One day I'm going to work. It was a Temple football game. Temple students. I know they wasn't old enough to be drinking. They had a pep. They had a case of Peps sitting out. Had the cooler.
Mm-hmm.
Cops sitting. You know how it's 6 doors on the train?
Mm-hmm.
They sitting in the middle doors and they at the front 2 doors. They ain't say
Wow.
nothing to them.
You want to know
I'm
what's
like,
crazy?
wait a minute. Y'all see the can. I know that's beer. Just like you know it's beer because you see the commercials when they be, you know what I mean? You know what that is.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't say nothing to them.
Let me
They
tell you something.
guzzling it, doing
Yep.
the beer joint with the
The beer pong. The
yeah.
thing, yeah.
I'm like, yo, y'all letting them
Yeah.
wow.
Now here's the thing. That's why I said it's two type of. There's the term police take on 2 type of definitions: law enforcement and protecting and serving. They protect and serve.
Yeah,
you. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. They will arrest an old wino from the hood, right? But you can go to every football game, basketball game, tavern.
They was there today.
And guess what? You could camp out there all day because those people get right in their car and drive right home drunk.
Drive right off.
We watch football
Pissy.
people hit tailgates. We know what happens at these football games, NFL, college, or professional.
You know the alcohol.
They
level is off the
tailgate
hook.
with a bunch of daggone beer and alcohol out there, and then they get in their vehicles and go home.
Yeah.
You see, if you really wanted to reach a quota, you'll reach a quota right there within an hour.
Right there. And
You
you
see
know
what I'm
you
saying?
will.
But that's why I
We know
say
you will.
the justice system is subjective and it's partial. It's partial. Now, here's the thing. This is no police bashing video. What I'm saying is do the right thing.
It's the truth, man.
It's the truth. I'm going to tell the truth.
That's
Shame
the
devil.
thing. The problem is You want us to pay attention to it, but they can skip it. So if it's good enough for them to be skipping, you think I'm gonna keep paying attention to it and getting the brunt of it? No.
Mhm.
That's why I told you I live the way I live because I see what they do. They don't get in
Exactly.
trouble for this stuff.
No, they don't.
The more you belligerent to them, the more they kiss your butt for real. For
And
real.
and I had another video, but I can't find it, about a police officer who he actually just quit. He quit in 2020, right? And he talked about how he talks about different strategies on how cops provoke people by their enforcing of themselves and talking certain ways, hoping
Yeah.
that you would react a certain way, just so they can get in their toxic masculinity, for the lack of better words, so they can start acting like Superman. It's certain things that they do to trigger people, to make them react like that, because they know once they get triggered, they have the power and they have the law on their side to react the way they want to react, and then they can write it
If
off in a report.
if I
and
would
go
have
on about their
known what
merry
I know
life.
now, if I would have known what I know now, like I've been in police cars for almost an hour just sitting. That's kidnapping. If they're not charging you with anything, they can't hold you.
Mm.
They wasn't charging me with anything. They sat me in a car because other stuff was going on and I was being like, being myself. Like I can talk. I'm
Yeah.
allowed to talk. This is
Mhm.
United States. And they used to sit me like in the back of the car. And I didn't know the law back then, but I could have sued them for that.
Yeah.
And they just stuff like that. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, man,
But
y'all
they
call
do
it, man.
not
Smash up
treat
the like
you.
buttons, man. Smash up the like buttons, man. I see y'all in the room, man. Smash up them like buttons, man. We need to get
It's
this
a
out,
job,
man.
man. It's not a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle, man. And
No, I'm talking about I know it is a lifestyle to them, but I'm telling them it's a job, bro.
It's a job. It's a job.
Calm down.
And I look, I have respect for the right police officers. If you're doing the right thing, I salute you. I
Yo,
salute you.
this is what we used to do. It
Call
was
out
some
the bad
cops
ones,
that
though. It is
no, but it was
here's the
some
thing.
cops.
Let me say this real quick. and
No,
then we
let
got
me
the
say
floor.
let me say this real fast. There was some cops that used to come around nice and polite. We used to try our best to stay off the corner
Yep.
just
Yep.
for them.
Yep.
We used to try. I used to try my best, and I used to be getting mad at myself because I always wound up back dead on the corner. And it wasn't like I wanted to be there because I was trying to respect them because they were trying to be nice to us. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If you understand,
And
it's like that.
let me tell you something. Black people do have respect for police. Why you think?
Always, bro.
Why you think it was hardly no black people in the insurrection of America? These people are so entitled to their ways in America that they ran in our own capital. Black people would never do that, and we
They
got
be
to
shot.
and we have every right to. We have. Let me tell you something, and I heard this on TikTok, and there was this young lady. It was like she wrote this in a poem, and I don't know every word, but she pretty much said that white people should be happy that black people don't want revenge. All we want is peace. She tore me up when she said that.
All
She
we
said-
want is to
she
be
said,
treated
all
fairly,
we
bro.
want. She said white people in America and cops and all the government should be happy. Black people don't want war, and all we want is to be treated fair.
A fair
And
chance.
that was so powerful because look, out of anybody in the we could talk about the Civil War and how that started. We have every reason in this current day to start a war.
They
But
even
war-
treat the
I- but-
LGBT community fair now.
Yeah, I
Still
don't
don't treat
think
us
war
fair.
is the answer because war ain't gonna solve nothing. It's just gonna be a lot of dead Nick. You know what I mean?
No, it will solve. I'm
You said
I think it will solve
you said I'm
because
out here.
sometimes
Why you out of here,
sometimes you
JT?
have
Talk to us. Come
fight
up. You
for
see
your
the
respect, man.
you see the number on the screen. Come up. Rebuttal us. This is not a JT. Listen. I see you have an American Eagle. You love America. It's cool. It works for you. It works for you. Let me tell you something. You know, most people who get abused, let's say an abused woman. A abused woman will divorce her husband, right? and her husband was abusive, and he will remarry and treat the next woman like gold. You know that, right? So just because America treated you well and your people well, it doesn't mean it treated us well. We don't have to have the same view on America. It worked for you. You got the privilege of it. You should feel how you feel, and we should feel how we feel. Because here's the fact of the matter. My experience.
It's all an experience. Yeah.
Yes, my experience and your experience, my grandmother, my great grandmother, my grandparents, great grandparents, Kyle grandparents, great grandparents, our grandparents didn't have the same privileges your grandparents and your parents did.
It would only be a minute
here's the
until
thing.
Trump and racism.
And here's the
That's
thing.
wild.
Hold on. What'd you say? You say
He said
knew it would
knew
be
it would-
only be a minute till Trump and race bait would be brought up. What? Who said anything about Trump? Did you hear? Trump didn't even
Yeah.
Trump didn't even enter this discussion. Like, what are you talking about? We're not talking about
My
Trump.
experience is different than yours, JT.
But you know what?
Cops didn't treat me good.
Now we know what we're not gonna do, Kyle. We're not gonna, because what he's trying to do is
I
bait
don't
us
care what
into
he's trying
something.
to do.
Now, I understand that, but we ain't got to feed into that, because people.
We
you know,
don't, but
yeah,
I'm
'cause
just trying to tell JT that it ain't that type of party, bro.
Yeah,
We have experience.
Yeah, we're talking from
I don't know what it.
experience.
I don't know what it feel like. I went and tried to get a business loan. I went and tried to get a college degree.
Like, you're not talking.
A
You're
student
not talking.
loan. I was
you're not
turned
talking
away.
You're not talking to two black men who don't know who don't know what they're talking about or haven't experienced nothing. I just spoke about how in the 90s they did the stop and frisk. They did the
And
stop
that's
and
real.
frisk on black
That
people.
is 100% fact,
Like,
bro.
you can look on that. And they did it over a course of 10 years. Did that happen to you? Where you was walking home from school? I was a teenager. Walking home from school, the cops would try to pull us over. We would run. You wanna know why? Because I saw one of my friends in the middle school get drugs planted on him by the cops.
Check this, Tyrese.
Like,
this is the culture. This was the culture. You know why the little things got on the bags? At first, like butterflies, the skull on the baggies and on the top of the caps.
Yeah.
Because the cops were planning stuff on people, so they started getting caps, so we could be like, no, we don't even have those color caps. This is what our shit look like.
Yep. So I know
that's where it started from.
Probably left already, but JT, if you're still in here, hey, more power to you. You can love America. It works for you. It should. You should love it. You should love it. Nobody hates something that works for them. It works for you. It's cool. But guess what? It don't work for me. It didn't work for my mom, my grandmom. They had to fight through segregation. They had to fight for the rights to vote. They had to fight for the rights to go to public school.
Still being looked at funny.
They had to fight for the rights to buy property because of redlining. They had to fight for the right to get loans that your people and you had the privileges to walk in a bank and just get it.
At 18 years old, without no credit.
Look, it worked for you. It didn't work for us. And guess what? Nobody's faulting you for loving what you love. I'm not going to talk down on that because you should love it. But guess what? That same system you love, I don't love because it didn't work for my family.
It's not on my team.
On purpose. Yeah. It wasn't like it was something that just happened. It was purposely done. To folk
and
that
still
look
look
like
down on. Still look down on.
These are
like
laws that
we're monsters. We ain't
exactly.
If you listen, Tyrese, out of all our friends, right? Out of all the people we know, how many of them are criminals? And how many of them go to work every goddamn day?
You know what? And here's what's crazy. A lot of dudes that I grew up with is criminals and have records. But guess what? A lot of them made it out and doing good for themselves now.
No. I'm talking about like just in general. If you do the percentage, it's less criminals than it is working motherfuckers.
It's
and the niggas that's criminals had to do it because, all right, I went on 35 interviews, bro. And like a 4-month time. One motherfucker even showed me the desk I was gonna sit at. And then they found out I had a gun charge for somebody lying to me, telling me you can buy guns without a license when I was 21 years old.
Mm.
And I got caught a case from that.
Mm.
So I became a criminal. And once I couldn't get no job at none of those 35 places, I was like, I'm either going to do this or I'm going to starve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I started doing that.
Smash up the
That's
like
what
button,
made me
y'all.
a criminal.
Smash up the like button, y'all. I need y'all to smash up the like button. And also, this is not a one-way conversation. This is called the rebuttal live for a reason. You can rebuttal us.
As I was doing that, I was reading books, learning, trying to figure out what y'all was doing and how y'all were doing it. And I figured it out and I stopped.
Mm.
I ain't get caught for no nothing.
Mm.
I just stopped because I had a better way out.
Yes. Yes. Smash up the like button, y'all. I need y'all to hit that like button, man. There's too many people in the room for us not to have this many. I mean, not to have likes.
And
Come
from
on, smash up
from
that
my
like button, man.
and
Smash
from
up the
my
like
experiences with cops, I'm just not on that same page as you.
button. Come on. Yeah.
I'm not race baiting or anything. I love white people.
Yeah.
Some of y'all.
And that's the thing.
But when I come up to a white person, I automatically love them until they do something wrong to me. Then it's like, okay.
Most black
now
people
we at war.
lead with respect
love.
and love towards white people until
You
proven
turn,
otherwise.
you turn, and then they do the stereotypical stuff. Oh, you can't be doing this. You're not good enough to do this. You don't have to say it, and people you can just feel it. It's a feeling that you get like, oh, this dude don't think I'm good enough for this.
But this is I don't want to turn this. I don't want to turn this conversation into some type of race thing.
No, this is the cops. This is
why
we have situations with the cops. It's not like the cops is the bad people. They might be misunderstood like we are.
Absolutely. And I believe a lot of it have to do with training.
But
at the end of the day, it does.
No, a lot of it is our interactions with the bad ones.
Yes.
We deal with the bad ones. They get the good ones.
But it goes back to what I just said.
Yeah.
In the policing system in the hoods is to law enforce. To everybody else is to protect and serve. We don't see the law enforcement protecting and serving. If you feel otherwise and you feel like, what I'm saying you don't agree with it, that's why this is called the Rebuttal Live. You can actually give us a call. The number is on the screen, 678-249-9297. Y'all see the number on the screen, 678-249-9297. If you don't want to call in, you can get into the comments. But while you're at it, smash up that like button. Smash up that like button so we can further this conversation and get people in here that really want to talk about this, because I believe this is a conversation that needs to be had, because I believe at large black people do not hate cops, except for the criminals, except for the people who's moving, how they moving in the streets. And I don't believe that they hate cops.
They don't even hate cops either.
They just stay out the way.
They fearful of them. They're fearful of them.
Yeah, they don't.
Let's keep it 100.
I ain't gonna say fearful. Well, yeah,
Bro,
I could say it is
I'm
rooted
fearful of them because I might be the next dude. I might be the next Tamir Rice. I might be the next one.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand.
At large, black people respect police. We're not the ones out here killing them. We're not the ones out here doing some crazy things to them. Y'all need to look in the mirror on that. That's why I say at some point we got to stop lying to each other. I mean, lying to ourselves, because I think that's, in my honest opinion, one of the most deranged thing a human being could do is lie to himself.
It's crazy.
Like, that's crazy. Like, why would you lie to yourself with something that you see before your eyes? But I know why people do it, because people lie to themselves because they want to be right so bad. Even if somebody else is telling the truth,
even once they know it's wrong.
Yep. And
once you stuck in something, you got to stick to it, and that's what most people do. They can't say, "Oh, you know what? I was wrong about that."
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And that's why I'm man enough to say that, yes, I respect the police, but I don't have respect for the bad ones. And the problem is we don't have enough, quote unquote, I use this word loosely, good police to call out the rotten ones. So
Yeah,
you get so what's
that's
happening.
the problem.
That's the problem because we can't keep going around saying no. Not all of us, because I'm seeing a lot
No,
of
but
police
check this.
officers say that. Not all of
Listen,
us is like that. Then okay, nobody's not saying all of you are like that.
I don't
But
like that.
but let me tell you the
You
problem.
just showing it too.
The
You letting
problem
too
is
many of the bad ones get away with it, so they make you look bad. It's just
Yeah.
like you sitting up there, you a clean dressed dude, and you standing around a bunch of smokers. People ain't gonna look at you like, oh, you dude right there as a businessman. They're gonna be looking like, why that smoker over there dressed up, with a suit?
Yeah. Now here's the thing.
If you're around it,
Here's the thing.
more than likely.
Nobody's saying the major problem is with the good cops and the quote unquote the good cops and the bad cops. The good cops is not calling out the bad cops, right? And the differentiating factor is that we don't know who is the good ones. How can we know who is the good ones and the bad one if you saying all of us is not like that? We have to make a broad brushing judgment, mainly because we don't know who's who, and y'all
And
not
it can
calling
cost
them
us
out.
our lives. And it can cost us our lives.
And we seeing it is costing
Literally.
black people lives. And then y'all get on here and saying it's the same spiel. Well, y'all need to comply. He shouldn't have ran. If
There's
a
no
black
way
man
for you to
is
comply.
running from a cop, if a black man is running from a cop, that means he fear for his life. How can a cop be fearful of his life if he's chasing?
Running after him.
Is you gonna run after a bear?
No.
Are you gonna run after a bear, or you gonna run from a bear? That's how that's what pretty much what y'all saying.
Ducky Fresh, I hear you. I've been in that same situation too. They left me on the side of the road. My car didn't start.
You said, okay,
And I got a ticket for it.
Dougie Fresh, I'm a white guy. I have never felt served or protected. I got left on the side of an empty interstate because the cop wouldn't at least drop off closer to an exit after I wrecked. And that's sad.
Yeah.
And that's sad. But that
And
doesn't
he-
have nothing.
but-
That's
No,
community.
it's the same.
I'm gonna say
no,
that's
it's the same
community
thing.
service. That's
It's the
not
same thing.
That's not
It's
protecting.
the same thing, though.
No, but
No,
hold
it's
on.
the same
Let
thing.
me say
That's
this. That's
Somebody
not
leave you on the interstate, bro.
I'm not saying that's
Come
right
on.
though. I'm
That's
not
dangerous.
he
That's
should,
dangerous.
Now, I could be honest. I had
The wind can knock you off the road.
I had two instances where I ran out of gas and a cop took me to go get some gas. I had two instances. So,
But
I'm
not.
but
The thing
my
is, we
experience-
can't say everybody is bad.
No, that's what
There's
I'm
no
saying. We're
such
not-
thing as
Yeah.
the most beautiful person I've ever come across in this world is not black.
Yeah.
She wasn't black. So everybody is not bad.
No, yeah, that's what we're not saying.
On no level.
Yeah, we're not saying we're not
But-
saying we're not trying to make this into a white or black thing.
It's
We're
just
not
like it's
trying to
just like
bring-
me saying
we just talking about
the people in Philadelphia,
policing and
the young
doing a good
boys in
job.
Philadelphia running around. Oh, they all bad. No, they ain't all bad. You got a bunch of dummies that's believing in this craziness that's shooting each other.
Yeah,
It's not a bit that can't represent the whole gang of them.
yeah.
It can't.
Nope. Smash up that like button, y'all. Smash it up, man. I'm seeing all the people in the room, man. We need to get these. We need to get this out, man. Call in, man.
I know there's a
678-249-9297.
bunch of situations I'll be in. I'm gonna call the cops.
Yeah, like I said, we're not. This is not a bash.
I'm not against them.
cops. We're not bashing.
I
cops.
used
We're
to
not
be
against them.
because of my
Like-
experiences towards them. But my experiences in the past, I want to say 10 years, have been good.
Yeah, shoot, yeah.
But when I was younger, they used to mess with us for no reason.
yes.
They used
We
to
just
plant
need-
stuff on you for no reason.
We just need, if you got, let's say you got a musclehead cop in your force and you law enforcement. I
need
think
to
at
say
some
something.
point you gotta be like, hey man, you ain't gotta
Yo,
go to the
cut
chief.
that out.
You ain't
Yeah,
gotta go
cut
to
that out,
HR
bro.
and them. Hey, say, hey man, yo, you, why you gotta treat these people like that? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You ain't gotta rough them
Chill.
up like
Why don't you
that.
chill?
Like,
Chill
you need to
before.
chill.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm gonna
this is
report
just-
you.
Yeah, this is a job. No, you ain't even gotta say.
Even
you
if
gotta
you're not,
report 'em.
even if you're not gonna report them,
Just say nah,
Put it
bro.
in
Hey,
put a scare in them.
yeah, like, hey, bro, man, like, listen, man, nah, these
You're
these
going
are
too
people.
far with that.
These are people that could be your cousin. That could, that could be your brother. Like, come on, like, yeah, now if you in a dangerous situation, okay, you got to move how you move. But if you're not in a dangerous situation, man, like, you don't have to treat these people like they're animals because that's how they treat. Got a caller coming in. How you doing, caller? Caller, you on the line?
Phone breaking up.
You got
Hey, how you doing, bro, man?
You got a
Man, this situation is so messed up, bro.
Okay. No, hold on. You got some feedback coming in. You got some feedback. Turn the
Take off speaker.
turn the speaker off.
Can you hear me now?
I still hear myself feedback. I still hear the feedback.
Oh, you know what? That's coming by the TV. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. About this situation, man. The thing I found out is the worst part about it. They put black cops instead of just saying police officers,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what's messing up a lot of people because they put the color in there to me to keep us divided.
Yeah.
To keep thinking about a negative situation. They just need to switch the whole narrative and say police officers beat this man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
race, no nothing.
I totally agree.
I told him earlier it's the blue. It's really the blue.
You want those crazy?
It's
I
not
didn't
black or
catch
white.
that. I'm glad you caught that. I didn't catch that they was using black cops instead of, because when a white officer killed this police officer, and then the black cop, they said he's black. I didn't catch that. I'm glad you caught that. That's crazy.
Yeah. And crazy part, I didn't catch it. Me and my wife told me about this today. I never heard of it. And I was reading, and it said black officers. I said, that's messed up right there. They just putting black officers. They just said officers.
Yeah. Wow. I'm glad. Yo, that's a good observation.
Put my input on that, man.
And you know what?
That's to keep our people in the bond. Not even black, white, Asian. That's just to keep people, period, in the bond, bro.
Yep. Now, we just got, and the problem is, like, and especially with us as black people, when we get a little bit of power, we start acting like we're above everybody. And I noticed now, and some people were saying that these dudes had some other motives because there was no reason for them to beat him like the way they did. Like,
because if you look at it, that's excuse my language, that's an ASS whooping. Like somebody knew him.
That was.
Yo, I ain't even think about that.
Think about it.
Could have been somebody dealing with the boyfriend. You know what I mean? Got X'd off, and
but
he on the police force.
From his social media and from what his mom said, this dude was a nerd skateboarder. He wasn't.
Don't matter.
He wasn't in the streets.
Girls still like him. No, I'm talking about girls still like.
Yeah, he could have been. But,
that's crazy, man.
Yeah, and it's crazy. What the sad part is, I didn't care. That's crazy that they said black. That's why I said, Kyle, they're going to make these cops the poster child for police brutality.
No, they're going to try. What they're trying to do is make it seem like, we're arresting the police to do bad.
Yeah,
they're just trying to prove a point.
And they're going to.
I appreciate that, but I want to hold up your time because y'all doing a good show. But I'm gonna let y'all just talk. I'm gonna keep watching, man. And God bless y'all, brother.
Hey, man, appreciate you for calling in, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. And man, we're gonna.
I'm doing that tonight. This is my first time watching, so I'm definitely doing that. So
appreciate
it. God bless.
Hey, man, God bless you, man. Right. Thank you. Yeah, man. It's sad.
That's weird.
I'm glad he pointed. That's crazy. That is crazy. I didn't even think about that. The whole reporting on this whole situation is black cops, not police officers in general.
I always wanted to get on yachts. I always wanted to skateboard. I always wanted to dive out planes. I always like doing stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a human being. It just so happened that my skin is brown.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a human being. Everybody.
A human.
I love.
We're all humans. Some of us
if I walk up to you,
a little darker
I
than
love
others.
you. Until you do something wrong to me, then that's when I'll deal with you on a personal level.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna look at your cousin and since you hate me, then he hate. I don't do like that. I look at
No.
individuals,
Yes.
and that's the
No.
way you should look at life. There's bad people,
There's bad
no
people
matter
in
what the
general.
race, no matter what. Everybody's not bad, bro.
Yep.
And even if they're bad, you got to look at how they grew up, what their life was like, and what happened to them to make them like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Or who they were born to and what mental problems they had.
Mm-hmm. I
Because there ain't
have
no such
some of
thing
the
as bad.
shoot, man. Look, I have I got some of the dopest white friends ever. I'm gonna keep it
Yeah.
a bean. I got some of the dopest white
No,
friends.
no,
Like,
no.
and
Check
it's not.
this. Tyrese. I got some of the dopest friends.
I got you right.
I
You know
don't
what?
look
I
at
got
them
some of the
all.
dopest
I don't
friends.
look at them like that. I got
Yep.
friends.
Yep.
Either
I got
you're
some
my
of the
friend or
dopest
you're not my
friends.
friend. I don't care if
Yep.
you white, black, blue, orange, teal, Jamaica. I don't give a fuck about that shit.
Yep, that's true, man. And that's the whole goal, man. Like, and to do life with people as humans. That's it. That's it. But the problem is when other people treat you a certain way, it gets you in your feelings.
Yeah, that's
And
anybody.
and that's anybody. That's anybody. Like I said, like I could probably say about 70% of my interaction with the police wasn't bad. The other 30%, you know, I that I could think about. I think I probably had
I can say about
about 30
20% was good.
and 80%
I had
bad.
a lot of yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I
Now,
I was hustling and doing all,
yeah,
and they just had it
beside,
out for me.
but I could tell you one thing. Like I said, I could talk about 2 times where I got pulled over by the cops and they helped me, and but I could tell you about some other instances where the cops was just straight out just
For nothing.
evil, just disrespectful. You know what I mean?
Disrespectful. And it's as simple as, yo, you gotta move on. Yo, put that down and throw that away and pull that out.
Mhm.
You don't gotta come up with people, or
He said where BLM at now. I don't care for BLM. I just put a
Either.
post on TikTok. I said, man, anybody who got BLM in their daggone profile, just delete me. I ain't a friend. I'm not a friend of BLM.
You can't. No, but you
Now,
can't say that because everybody don't look at Black Lives Matter as those people.
Yeah.
And just like what's in it, just like with the cops, we gotta say, don't fuck with them.
Yeah,
they're not what we
BLM,
stand for.
BLM propagated a lot of stuff. But let me say this, Let me say this, though, to answer your question, where is BLM? BLM don't need to be there. Even if I supported them, even I don't, but they don't need to be there. The cops, the whole thing about BLM is to fight against quote unquote injustice. These cops got arrested expediently. They got charged.
That's all we
got
asked for.
fired. They in jail.
That's all we asked
There
for.
is no point. You don't need a protest, even though they did. They protested, which I didn't understand why.
I don't agree with that.
I didn't agree with that.
If you get we're looking for justice.
Yeah, like they got now. The only thing that is a problem now is the white cop that was there.
Got away.
That tased them.
Again, we're looking for justice.
Now, where is he at? Now, that's something that he need to be added to this conversation. He need to be added to that arrest record because he played a part in that too. Now, but BLM, it is what it is. Okay, it's, Tracy said, it will all come out when the wife speaks out about her husband. Who helped kill this young man because he was dating the cop's wife? Oh, whoa! Now, allegedly, we're gonna put alleged on there. We're gonna put alleged on there because we don't know. We don't,
bro.
I don't.
This
know.
How that happens, bro.
We don't know.
I believe it. I believe it.
Hey, I'm not on the conspiracy trains, man.
That's not conspiracy. That's consistency.
There ain't no consistency. That's conspiracy. because we
Listen
just
to
don't
me,
know.
bro.
So you mean
Listen
to
to
tell
me.
me? You mean to
In
tell
the
me
hood, that's how
if
it works, bro.
this dude was sleeping with one of the cops' wives, right?
And he got mad.
He got 4 other
Got
cops
other fellow cops to come
to
and
come
whip
up.
on his
Well,
ass.
other 5 cops to
Yes.
come up
And they
and say
got,
we gonna
and you
put
know when
hands
you
with
get in
the
that,
dude.
when
We
you
gonna
get in
handcuff him.
that groove, when you mad at somebody and you get in that groove, it overexerts itself, and now you done murdered the motherfucker. You
I
ain't
don't
mean
know.
it,
I don't know if
bro.
I believe that, Tracy.
Bro, it
Sounds good though. It sounds
that's a
good, but
good
I
clue,
don't know if I believe that. That'd be one heck of a story though, and I'll be the first to
bro.
report on it if it
Listen,
comes out.
it can
I'm gonna
go
need
down
y'all
like
to
that.
smash up that like button, man. Smash up that like button, man. Get
Check
this podcast
check
out,
this
man.
out.
Smash
Check
up.
this out.
Support. You know
Majority
what I mean?
of the
I ain't asking y'all for nothing else but a
listen,
thumbs up. That's it.
listen. The majority of what Trace Watson said, is the drug dealer. The drug dealer, he wasn't mad because you took his block. He's mad because you was messing with his chick, and then he created some old other stuff to make you an enemy of his.
Mm.
Or she liked you, or was like, well, I want a man like that. And he created a whole world behind this, and now y'all enemies for no reason. It happens, bro.
Mm.
Just so happens he was a cop.
We
That
gotta look at this
happens.
comment again with Trace Watson. It said it would come out when the wife speaks out about her husband who killed this young man because he was dating the cop's wife. Now, like, that's a broad statement though. That's
No,
too
it ain't that
that's too
broad, bro.
big. That's too big.
It's crazy, but it goes on all the time.
It's too big.
I seen it like with my own eyes, bro.
What's up, brother? What's
They
going
just
on,
they
brother?
just wasn't
Tone.
they just wasn't police. I've seen it in the workplace. I've seen it in the drug world. I've seen that same
That's it.
thing.
Yeah. It's tough, man.
And he might not, and look,
I don't
he
wanna,
might not even have been with it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like he might not have been in it, but yeah, I can see that.
Brother Tony said they want lawlessness to bring in a one world order. Romans 1. That could be true too. That could be true. I do believe that they are trying to beat people into submission, almost like a bully tactic, to say, you know what,
But
when y'all
that's
see
not
us,
gonna work.
it's working.
With tech. No,
It's working.
the reason why, because technology is too fast now, and people will create their own
Well, what if they find, let's say, okay, there are so many laws on the book. Let's talk about all the laws. There's laws that can either convict you or exonerate you, right? So there are so many laws on the books that could probably get these cops off. There's ways.
yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
let's say they
there's
get
ways
off with
they
a
can get out
technicality.
of it,
They can get off with a technicality, right?
but they're not gonna let them off at the
We don't. We
technicality
got. We
because
don't. We ain't. We
they're
don't
not
know
gonna
until
let
we
them
see the
off.
trial come. Now, of
I
course, we
bet
could
you
say
they
this
don't
is
get
an
off.
open and closed case, mainly because it's like, yo, we done seen the video.
But see,
You know
all the
what I
rest
mean?
of them was open and closed case with video.
Yeah,
Tell me
all of
everybody's
them was open and closed case with
that boy
video.
ain't go to jail.
And the only one
How you jump out on a 12-year-old and shoot him?
facts.
12-year-old.
Smash up that
I
like
don't
button,
care if you
y'all.
got it.
Smash it up.
I don't care if you got a gun.
Get
If
us
he
to
had a
20.
gun
Get us to 20
pointing
likes.
at you, a 12-year-old.
If you haven't liked it, and you in here, get us up to 20 likes, man. Just get us up to
And that
20
was
likes.
on video.
Yeah. And if
And
you want to
he's
call in
free.
too, man, this is not a one-way conversation. This is not a one-way conversation. This is a conversation that we all can have. Call in 678-249-9297. The number again is 678-249-9297. Call in. We want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. We want to hear what you got to say. That's why this is called the Rebuttal Live. This is not a one-way conversation. We're here to dialogue. We're here to break down what's happening and the truth about the policing in America. There's two type of policing in America, and it's law enforcement and it's protect and serve. We see that in the black community, it is to enforce the law. It is not to protect and serve. Protect and serve implies to the middle class and the rich. We know that. They get away they get away with everything. We know that because it's a lot of drugs that funnels through a lot of these areas too. But let's not get
More.
into that. But oh man, they got us up to 21. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for all the people who like the podcast, man. I appreciate y'all, man. If you haven't liked already, like it. But what you think about the policing in America, man? I don't, like I said, man, earlier. I'm cool with them having a blue line secrecy. I'm cool with it. You know. Okay, hold on. We got the Sister Tracy. She said, "Guys, trust me, believe me, it's going to come out. It's facts. But the chief isn't. But the chief isn't new to this. She came from Atlanta, got fired from there because she created the Red Dog Unit. Whoa, that was corrupt. Oh man, I'm in Atlanta. She can't. I didn't know that. Wow. So you're saying that the chief, even though she acted swiftly and firing them guys, she was in on it.
No,
And
you don't have to say allegedly for me because I believe you. I've seen
I'ma
this
say
happen
allegedly
too many times in
because
my life.
yeah, we
I'm
gotta
not
put the
young. I've
alleged.
seen this. No, I believe that.
We gotta.
I'll take
I
the.
gotta put the
I,
alleged on there because I'm reporting
listen,
on it. But
if they say bet it, I'll bet 375 on it.
so what you're saying is
'Cause
the
I think I'm
police
gonna win that
chief
bet.
could have been in on it, and that's the reason why that's the reason why those guys felt so easily loose to do what they did. Because I did see another video where a guy in a news clip said that the day before he was coming out of the little gas station there. He went there to buy something, and they stopped him for no reason, and they asked him, "Whose pound of weed is this?" And he was like, "It ain't mine." It's like, I don't know who this is. And he said that they held him in their car for an hour. And he said he called internal
Which
affairs
is kidnapping.
and nothing happened and stuff like that. I gotta find the video on TikTok, but that's where I saw it at. Yeah, man, I do believe that corruption starts at the head. I do believe that
Check
because
this.
I don't think that. Listen here, let me say this real quick. The reason why I believe corruption starts at the head is because, like, if I'm on a police force, and also, by the way, a lot of those cops are new on the force. They under 3 years old. So the fact that they can come in there and they not even veterans and act like that says a lot about the head. So
Yeah.
so what I'm saying is that all those cops only act like that because they was allowed to by the chief. So
Listen,
think about that.
it's
Because
it's
if
a
I'm at a
couple.
job, for 3 years, just certain things I'm just not going to do. Let's say I'm
The
at the
most
job
powerful
and
gang.
I'm not cool with the boss. Everybody's taking a stinted lunch. And I'm like, man, y'all ain't scared of you know what I mean? Y'all ain't scared for your job. You taking an extended lunch. Oh man, nigga, I'm cool with the boss. And then the moment I do it, now the boss come,
Yeah.
man, you took an extra 10 minutes. Well, I ain't gonna say, well, Ray did it. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
No, but check this. The biggest gang in America is the police.
The police.
They
That's
got
what they
they
say.
bloods and crips, bro.
That's what they say.
They got the red and the blue lights.
That's sad. Man.
Police is the biggest gang in the United States.
That's sad.
They work together.
Sister Tracy said, I don't know that if she was in on this incident, but in Atlanta, the Red Dog Unit busted a 92-year-old woman house, which was the wrong house, busted in there on the old lady, and she died.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. I'm here in Atlanta. I'm definitely gonna do some research on that.
They sweep that stuff under the carpet. They
And that
make
was
sure you
the
can't
chief.
research that stuff.
So now,
listen, bro. They criminals too, bro.
Yeah. They just do it legally.
When I got arrested with the Tech 9, right? They talking about I'm this big thing in the 69th Street paper. They was playing with the gun like in the police station, ducking under the desk.
Mm, mm, mm.
But
That's
they
crazy.
called me this. Oh, he was coming to be a terror. Like I was coming to destroy the whole goddamn joint. That's the way they portrayed me.
Mm-hmm.
But what really was actually happened is I went to a gun store to get a gun license. They told me it wasn't no gun license and I can buy any gun in the place. And the Tech 9 was $212. So I bought it.
Yeah.
I'm walking around with it in my inside jacket, like, because I was lied to.
Yeah.
I went to a gun
A gun
shop.
dealer. Yeah.
Yeah. They're supposed to know all about guns. And he told me a lie
Wow.
to sell me a gun.
Wow.
But 69th Street looked at me like, oh, I was trying to kill everybody. No.
Look,
I bought
they looked
the
at Kyle like
cheapest
a little
gun.
terrorist.
Yeah, I bought the cheapest gun that was on the rack, and it so happened to have 32 bullets in it.
Wow. Tracy Watson said the chief got fired for trying to cover it up. Cover up one of her officers, I believe, having sex with an underage girl. That's like what the case in Atlanta or where they was at, where they was at in Memphis. Did that case happen in Memphis? Was it Memphis?
No, she said where it happened.
And that's when they fired her. Oh, that's okay. Look her up. Oh, okay. So that, I guess that is the one here in Atlanta. Wow. So she tried to cover up. She tried to cover up one of her officers who was having sex with an underage girl, and that's the chief of police. That's the chief
I seen
over
that one.
those other guys in Memphis.
I seen that one.
Wow. I'm not saying that
I
she
don't
could
know.
be in
I
on it.
don't know if the
But
I don't know
I
if the
believe
boy
those
ever got
guys was.
caught, but I seen that one.
I'm not saying that she was in on it, but those guys, the Scorpion unit, was too comfortable in doing what they was doing, and they didn't fear getting caught, or they didn't fear getting punished. And I don't think they thought he was going to die. But
No,
but from what
no,
they
they didn't
said,
think he was going to die. This so happens you don't go out and beat nobody
Not
being a
in
cop
Atlanta.
and you trying to kill him.
She's
You just
bad.
holding on. You just putting your knee on their back, and you thought he was going to survive, but he died.
Now you see
But
that, right?
after he died, you got just like when things go wrong in the streets, we do something, they put us in jail for that shit.
Yeah.
We don't get no excuses for it. Nobody means to do nothing to nobody if they don't have to.
You see what
You
Stem said?
you don't wake
Stemhead
up in the
said,
morning
right?
and be like, oh, yeah, it's time to go kill somebody. No.
Stemhead said she's bad. Now, here's the thing. Remember, we was talking about bad cops, good cops, right?
But that's
Put
at
a
the top.
1 in the comments if y'all saw